or we should rather say that careful ordering of energy states of different nuclei. 12 carbon exists in our universe just so that the life could be thrived. So, generally, the question comes: who did this? These small but very careful coincidences raises the eternal question of the existence of a higher power. So, aside from that, to know more about this, we have to dig very deep. So deep, we have to go back to the initial times of specifically 3 minutes after the initial time. Here you can see that in this during after 3 minutes, mainly hydrogen, helium, and little amount of lithium were produced. But how all the other elements were produced in the universe that we see today? The answer lies in the stellar nucleosynthesis. So, for a star like our sun, the main source of energy is the PP chain. So, basically, what happens is hydrogen fuses and produces helium and emits energy. This is the source of the energy of a star like our sun, which has and this process dominates for stars which have mass less than 1.3 times of our solar mass, and also a temperature around 10.6 Kelvin. But how to go beyond helium? So as you can see, there can happen neutron, proton, or alpha capture. But these elements from A5 to A, these are not stable. These are unstable. So how can it go beyond 4 helium? The answer is 3 alpha process. 12 carbon is,
Abhijit, your voice is sometimes not proper, so you can raise your voice.
okay. So am I audible now?
Yes,
Okay.
should be consistent.
Okay. So as I have said, how to go beyond 4 helium? The answer is 3 alpha process. And 3 alpha can also obviously directly fuse and produce 12 carbon. But to do that, we require very high temperature, the order of 10 power 10 Kelvin, which is not available in the stars which are in helium burning phase. In those kind of stars, the temperature is around 10 power 8. So how to produce 12 carbon? And around 1951 and 52, Opie and Salpeter, they came up with the idea that there's actually no need for direct 3 alpha fusion. There can be sequential process. Although 8 beryllium is unstable, its lifetime is longer than needed to capture another alpha. So in sequential process, 2 alpha fuses and produces 8 beryllium, and in the helium burning star, there comes an equilibrium concentration of 8 beryllium to alpha, and then this 8 beryllium captures another alpha and produces 2 alpha. They successfully explained that this way 12 carbon can be produced, but this rate was not sufficient to explain what the present abundance of 12 carbon in our universe. To rescue this situation, Fred Hoyle, a British astrophysicist in 1954, he came up with the idea that to explain the present relative abundance of carbon to oxygen, which is around 0.6, we definitely need one resonance state, which is at 7.7 eV and also lies very close to the alpha and 8 beryllium threshold. The temperature needed for this process has to be around 1.4 into 10 power 8. And with this calculation, he was able to boost the PVR capture rate by 10 to the power 7 to 8. And thus, he was able to explain how the present abundance that we see today in our universe. But soon we realized that this Hall state is a puzzle in itself. Why so? This Hall state has a very exotic structure because it was never reproduced by cell model calculation, and advanced Snowport cell model calculation also failed to reproduce this state. So after that, inelastic electron and alpha scattering lasers, they showed that it also has unusually large RMS radius, almost twice compared to the ground state of photon. So it was predicted that it may be a alpha cluster structure. But what is exact? It's a definite cluster shape, or it has gas-like structure. So to prove what will be the exact configuration, many theoretical models they tried to figure out this. First, Morinaga in 1956, he conjectured that it can be a linear chain, as you can see here. Later, Funaki et al. They conjectured that it can be a loosely bound C alpha cluster. Yes. And after it was also said that it can have also Bose-Einstein condensation like structure. And recently, one theoretical calculation, ab initio calculation by Applebaum et al. Using supercomputer, they found out that this Hoyle state can have a bent term-like structure, as you can see here. It's a bent term-like structure. It's not exactly linear. So now the question is, how can we visualize this different configuration? As I've already said, the dual carbon it decays mostly through 8 beryllium and alpha. So the sequential decay, first alpha and then 8 beryllium, it is almost 100%. Okay. So and the direct decay, it is actually much less than 1%. But direct decay is the main key to understand what is the structure of chemistry. So we need to have some diagnostic tools. As I have is in the theoretical model, people have said there can be linear chain. So in this case of linear chain, one alpha can be at zero velocity, and other two moved in the opposite direction. It can also have Bose-Einstein condensation like structure, where the three emitted alpha will have equal energy. And there is also possibility that it can behave like gas, and the uh, phase space available to the decay path is actually uniformly filled by the decay. So
Abhijit, the sound quality is not that good. People are complaining. Can you improve? Just see that.
I'm actually talking very loudly.
No, what distance you have to keep and how. So try to improve.
If anyone didn't understand